VR needs to get out of the novelty niche and find a way to become more ingrained into regular gaming. You look at how long VR has been a concept and how many people have talked about it, but the way it's pitched, the way it's marketed, yeah, it's very niche. I do know it's gonna need to get smaller, it's gonna need to get lighter, and it's gonna need to get a whole lot cheaper if the big barrier to entry is having a PC to pair with it. It's basically a PC peripheral at this point for gamers. I think there is enough gaming and use case for this as a gaming device. I think in a large scale, virtual reality would just have to be seen as a peripheral for PCs rather than a standalone, because until you can miniaturize hardware to be wearable and still do that much work, you're gonna need a capable box to drive it. You could do it wireless, that'd be huge. Make it where the device doesn't need a tether cable. Massive dub. Spread the appeal. If it was useful to the common person, like with smartphones, then innovation would skyrocket. Bingo! But a lot of people just see it as a weird novelty because that's how it's marketed and that's how it's shown, and it's like, you need to make it something that people are more intrigued about and more curious about and much more invested in caring about, because let's be real, everybody has very short attention spans these days because we are inundated from every angle with something. Billboards, advertisements, commercials, other people. Like, your entire day from the moment you wake up till you go to bed is just stuff bombarding your eyeballs and by proxy your brain. You know, we didn't have that 100 years ago. You know, if you literally plucked somebody out of the 1900s and just plunked them down in the middle of like New York today, I dare think they would have a breakdown. But like to us, it was normal because we just did it and we saw how the sausage was made, and it's like, okay, it makes sense. It's normal. We understand it. We fear what we do not know. And sometimes that stops us from doing stuff, and it shouldn't. You think the next innovation for VR is full body tracking without controllers? Oh my God, please. That would be huge for VR chat. See, that's what I mean, Cassidy. If a respectable company who is already able to sell suckers a new stupid glass brick every year, I'm one of those suckers, I think they could absolutely normalize VR in some capacity, but it's gonna have to get way cheaper before people are going to be willing to take that first step. As with all things, there is the appeal to the consumer balanced with the cost they must pay. And especially in our current economy, a $3,500 device that is essentially a game, they're gonna look at it and go, fuck no, I gotta buy groceries. You bring that bitch down to 1,000. Maybe 1,500. Motherfuckers will buy it. Because at that point, you're getting in the same playing field as stuff like this. However, they would make it a standalone. It would not require a PC. It could be its own device. Think about it in terms of progress and the bell curve. Right now, this is the worst and the most expensive it will ever be. Because from here, with research and development, which let me tell you, they are not gonna let that ship go down without extruding every nickel. So you know they're gonna try to sell it. So they're gonna make improvements. They do it with the iPhone every year. This is a company who has conditioned their customers to basically buy whatever they throw at them, as long as it's useful enough, entertaining enough, and at a price point the customer's willing to fork over or finance. Their success in the market is proof of that. They alone dwarf others combined. It's kind of insane. What I'm saying is, I think in the next 50 to 100 years, maybe more than that, I do see a civilization where there's just sort of this monolith that just does everything, and it just sort of works. It seems to work in the movies, and I think we as a society could progress enough to fill in the blanks. I mean, we've done it before. We came from living in caves and hunting our dinner to being dogs on the internet and playing games. I don't know, man. Future's exciting. I just like thinking about what's possible.